Well, we're back. We're back again with another episode of OKTAGON Connect, and we've got a cracker in store for you today. We've got the Menace, the man that is Denis Frimpong, is coming on to the show. He's got a fight coming up here in 3 weeks. He's going against Jan Siroky on January 27th in Newcastle, and there's been a bit of back and forth. Let me just say that, and this is going to be a cracking fight. There's been a bit of talk going on. Denis said he was trying to be respectful to the veteran, but then Siroky's come back and he said a few things. So the real Menace has come out to play, and we're going to hear what he's got to say about the fight, what he thinks is going to happen in the fight, and we're going to have a look at a few other fights on the card as well. So we'll get the Menace in. So let's see. He was late, by the way, so not me. The Menace was late. Fashionably late. Well, big man.
Fashionably late though, but as you can see, I'm still in my rash guard. I've just finished training, getting the work in. You know what I mean? I'm literally just in the gym now, just running, trying to get into Aaron McDonald. Finally having me on OKTAGON Connect.
Yes, bro.
Good to be on.
We had to get you on, lad. I had to get you on. It was about time. But I wouldn't mind having you on fight week. But obviously, fight week, it's all about the preparation for the fight. But we've got you in today, man, and that's all that counts.
That's it.
Yeah. So how you feeling, bro? How's training been like over Christmas? I seen you were 88 kilo.
I was 88 kilo like 2 weeks after the George fight. Because I basically ate myself silly. I was having I think on average, I averaged like 1.8 cheesecakes a day. Some days I had 2 whole cheesecakes on top of like burgers and everything else, mate. I was eating silly but it was fun, to be honest. I enjoyed myself, but you know yourself, most of us fighters basically, when you sign up to fight, you basically sign up to have an eating disorder. So it was a mission getting back down. Weight's coming down nicely now. Training's going well. Obviously, training on the amount of calories I'm on right now isn't ideal, but it is what it is. As I say, I'm putting the work in. I know I'm already leagues in terms of my level. I'm already leagues ahead of my opponent, and it's just sharpening everything up. And I feel sharper. I feel ready to go right now. Today, I hit that mode, like you know yourself. You hit a mode about 2 weeks out, sometimes 3 weeks out, where you're just like, I'm ready to go now. You know what I mean? And it's just about peaking then, and just almost sort of like get your coaches to pull you back a little bit so you don't go crazy. Like I feel myself peaking now. So
yeah. So right, we might as well just get straight into it. So yes, Jan Siroky, he's 13-16 now. That's a massive gap in experience now. Like, let's be honest, but I see it as a close fight. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, he's had a lot of fights, but
it won't be close.
How do you see the fight? How do you see the fight playing out? What are you visualizing?
It won't be close. First of all, he's got like a reach of about maybe 50 inches, so he's not getting anywhere close to me anyway. Second of all, he's got 30 fights and he is experienced, and I'll give him that. He is a veteran. He's had a lot of fights in OKTAGON. He's fought good guys, but I just think like UK and Irish MMA is just a bit further ahead of Eastern European MMA. That's just putting it bluntly. You know what I mean? I think in terms of how many champions we've produced and how long we've been doing it, and the level of coaching over here and the level of guys I train with. Like, who the fuck does he train with? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen his gym. Like, who's in his gym? Who trains out of that gym? Do you know what I mean? Who are his buddies? I've got UFC fighters in here. I've got Bellator veterans, PFL fighters. Got coaches that have coached, cornered on the UFC. I've got OKTAGON, an OKTAGON former champion here. You know what I mean? Like I've got high level guys around me to share knowledge with. So the experience is definitely a thing. He will feel comfortable in there, but I can tell you now that once he feels the range difference and the level of striking difference, he will quickly turn into an amateur.
So are you gonna wrestle him?
It's MMA. as George Staines would say, we're doing MMA. We're not doing
the double leg out. Frimpong's getting the double leg out.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is, yeah, Stefano Catacoli took him down with very.
That's what I was leading up to. I was going to say that,
Yeah.
man, because I watched the Stefano Catacoli fight, and, you know, I think that's where he won the fight. You know, he got the body triangle, he took the back, and, you know, I don't think Siroky had much to, you know, he didn't really have much to say about that. So I was just
he didn't, you know what? When I seen it, he got the body triangle from the back. Siroky didn't actually know how to get out of it. He ended up getting out a couple of times by just sort of monging his way out. But I think it was more to do with Stefano trying to transition, leaving a bit of a gap. And I will not leave those gaps. If I get his back, it will be finished. And I'm not even going to try and rear naked him because he has no neck to rear naked. I'm just going to elbow his fucking head off from the back and punch him up, and he'll want out of there. But look, at the end of the day,
I'll give him that. He is a powerhouse. Like,
Jesus, fucking hell. Really, I'm a menace. I'm a menace to myself as well, mate. But yeah, no, listen, is he a powerhouse? I mean, he looks like a powerhouse, but at the end of the day, right? Like, I think power is something that's very deceptive. People might not look at me and say I hit hard because of my frame, but the leverage that I get behind the shots and the length and leverage I can get behind my hooks, etc. Deontay Wilder, you know what I mean? Like skinny man power, as they say. Izzy Adesanya, you know what I mean? So his torque and his leverage won't be there. He might be very explosive in the pocket, in that pocket range, but I will not be in the pocket with him. And if I am in the pocket with him, I'll elbow him and I'll cut him up, and he won't want to be in the pocket anymore. You know what I mean? So I just honestly, I see it going not even similarly to the Bo fight, because Bo landed punches. He won't land punches on me. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, like, I was looking at his record. It is sort of win, loss, but he does have a good few wins there. Like, so, you know, when you go and get the win, if you go and get the win.
Trying not to be biased there, Aaron. Yeah. Yes. But, you know, no, listen, he has wins on his record. And this is what I'll give to the Eastern European fighters, yeah. I know I don't want to insult the Eastern European fan base and Eastern European MMA by saying, oh, we're levels ahead. I think in terms of like coaching and certain levels and skill and knowledge, we're a bit ahead. But I think in terms of like gameness and in terms of like just being hard and like being willing to fight anybody, not just being willing to fight anybody. You look at a lot of these Eastern European fighters, and like you say, a lot of them have like, you know, they're like
look at the
16 and 10, 8 and 5. But understandably, because they're fighting each other. Like Jan Siroky's beat Jan Malik, he's beat Thomas Fiala, you know what I mean? Like he's fought good guys, he's fought Pokorny. They all fight each other. There's not a big scene, so everyone has to fight each other. So there's not all these there's not really any journeymen over there where people can go, oh, I'll bring in this Brazilian guy who's 0-40 and I'll just smoke him in the first round. They don't do that. So I'll take part of what I said earlier back in terms of that.
Yeah, but like, so I was even thinking about the fight, you know, how it got made. So, you know, I was saying it on Instagram. You were calling out Stefano Catacoli. He just beat Jan Siroky. So like, how did that all come about? So, you know, did you try and get pushed for that fight? And then Jan just sort of took it as well. Like, how did that come about?
Basically, I think when the fight originally Jan Siroky was meant to fight Hafeni Nafuka. The Namibian nobody, as I call him. And I think he hurt his vagina and he had to pull out. So Jan Siroky needed an opponent a week out. I just came off a loss. I was fucking dying to get back in there. I said he's got no opponent.
Were you gonna jump in?
I was gonna jump in on a week's notice. And I was a bit heavy at the time, so I wanted it at like 77 or like a catchweight, maybe 74. And he said no, and then Stefano got the fight. So then I said I'd smoke both of these the same night. Then Stefano obviously beat him. I've been going back and forth with Stefano because I said, right, if I can't get the fight, I'll fight the winner. Stefano bitched it, ran down to featherweight, where he belongs really. And and then Siroky said, I have no problem fighting you. And like, this is what I'm saying. I had the utmost respect for Jan Siroky for even taking the fight because he did not have to fight me. This is his 30th fight. To be honest, mate, on my 30th fight, I'm not fighting a guy who's young and hungry and on his third fight coming off
Fair
the
play
back
to him,
of,
bro. Fair play
do
to
you know what I
him.
mean? Fair play to him,
But here,
exactly. You know, utmost
what,
respect.
yeah, so I've actually got something for you here. So what is this all about? So it's the real soldier versus the keyboard warrior. And
Listen,
what's are they glasses, like Harry Potter glasses you've got
I,
on?
I think they are. Yeah, I think they are Harry Potter glasses. But listen, I think they make me look good. To be honest, they make me look sophisticated.
I didn't expect him to get this out. So fair play to him, like, you know what I mean?
Listen, he doesn't know I don't think he knew the can of worms he was opening. To be honest, like I said, I was being quiet. I was going to be respectful. Obviously, I had my weapons cache of memes prepared, ready in case he decided to say something, and I was going to be ready to just unload on him. But I was going to be respectful. I was so honestly, I had such admiration for him for, like I said, taking the fight. Yeah. Which a lot of people won't do, you know what I mean? Stefano is saying, "Oh, I've got 8 fights. I'm not fighting a guy who's got 2 fights." You know, all these other guys are saying, "Oh, you know, Radek Rushal won't fight me." None of these guys want to fight me. And then probably the more experienced of all the guys, who's just coming off a loss, is willing to take a fight against a dangerous fighter who's coming off a loss as well. Obviously hungry, so fair play to him.
Hungry. But, like, look at this, Dennis. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. I do think that Siroky was in the rankings, okay, before the Katakoli fight, right? So, you know, you go and get the win here, man. Like, where does that put you? Like, you know,
hey, listen, they need to stick me in them rankings if I smoke him. Like, especially if I finish him, they need to put me in the rankings because Stefano got a fucking decision against him, lost 1 round against him, arguably. I think he lost the 2nd round. If I go out and beat him in the 1st or 2nd round and then finish him emphatically, they have to put me in the rankings. And the fact of the matter is they took him out of the rankings the same day that he agreed to fight me, that they agreed to make the fight. So why did they take him out of the rankings? It's, to be honest, I'll say it's a bit of a disrespect to an Octagon veteran, you know, a Czech MMA veteran, to take him out of the rankings on the back of 1 loss. He's just lost 1. The fight before that he won. So I think it's a bit of disrespect to him, and it is what it is, you know. To put a guy who just won 1 fight on a week's notice in the rankings in his place just because he beat him on a decision. Yeah, it is what it is. But when I go and finish this guy, I expect to be put in the rankings, regardless of my record, because it's not about what your record is; it's who you beat. Look at Alex Pereira. You know what I mean? He was fucking 5 fights into his pro career, and he was in the UFC fighting top 15 guys. So it's your skill, it's not your record. Do you know what I mean? I have a background in jiu-jitsu before I ever went into MMA, and I have a lot of wins. I have over 150 jiu-jitsu matches. You know, like a 75 or 78% win record in jiu-jitsu. So yeah, I expect people to put respect on my name after I beat this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. So if you do go and get that big finish, that big highlight reel, that will be amazing for you, man. And you know, it could be coming. It could be coming. But just quickly, prediction. What have you got? What are you going to do? What do you think you're going to do to Siroky? I'm
going to do whatever I want to him, and I'm going to put on a performance. Try and get that performance bonus because man is skint. I'm not going to lie. Listen, I'm skint, mate. I'm skint. You know,
hungry, mate.
I was expecting to beat George and get that big contract. I didn't get the big contract, but there's money to be made in this game, and I need to put on a performance. You know, there's a lot of good fights on the card, so I will have my work cut out for me because I expect that there's going to be some other good performances on the card, some big fights. You know, Cage Warriors, former champions. You've got a guy who's fought in Contender Series, a former Octagon champ. So I have my work cut out for me, but I think as a mismatch that it is on paper, I go and smoke this guy. Like, you can't deny that I got the performance of the night, you know?
Yeah. What round?
I'm going to say 2nd round. I'm not a fast starter. You know that, Aaron. I'm not a fast starter. You know, 1st round, it tends to be a bit of a feeling out process, getting the reads, figuring out the puzzle that's in front of me. And once I figured it out and I start to dismantle them, you know, we've seen it in the Bo fight, we've seen it in the Hassan fight. So I would say 2nd round knockout by variety of methods. I have a lot of tools at my disposal. So
Oh, man doesn't want to give away too much. Can't be giving away a game plan. Siroky's watching right now, taking notes, bro. He's taking notes.
He doesn't speak English, mate. How's he going to take notes?
He probably does. He's landing, mate. He's undercover, man. He's watching
I think he speaks a bit of English, but I don't think he's going to understand our accents.
Yeah, nah, definitely not mine anyway. But so yes, you get the win, brother. And I just want to know who you got your eyes on next. Who do you want next if you get the win, bro?
You're gonna have to wait for the post. You're gonna have to wait for the post-fight interview. But all I'm gonna say is I do have a few names on my list. One of the people on my list, all I'm gonna say is his ex is in my DMs, and she's in my likes. So expect a big call out. And I'm going to call for another little something, maybe a little wild card. And it's up to Andre and Pavel and Andre, the matchmaker, obviously, to decide whether or not I'm worthy of it. But I think I'll prove myself on January 27th and put a stamp on the lightweight division.
Try to get that performance bonus, bro. Get paid. And then eat,
what
did you say, 1.8 cheesecake or something? What was it you said at the start?
Hey, listen, I'm not going that big again this time, mate, because fuck that, mate. I felt like shit. And the weight coming down was rough. So, I think I want to be active this year. I want to get 5 to maybe 6 fights this year. There's a lot of cards. And I want to make it a clean streak on the UK and Irish cards. So that'll be, I think, Birmingham is the next one.
Staying active, bro.
I'm staying active. I need to get this record officially up. I had 5 pro fights last year, and somehow my record's 0-2. But it is what it is, you know. Yeah.
2 good wins as well on the show, bro. You know, obviously I lost. I'm going, keep that up. But here, I actually I feel for you, bro. I actually do, mate, because you know they were 2 great victories, man, and with style as well, mate. You know, and you can't really see them in the topologies, but yeah, man, it is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is, and listen, all that's going to do is it's going to make me how did they say it? A mismatch. People are going to misjudge me and say, oh, he's 0-2, easy fight.
Well, here.
And they're going to find out.
We've got a comment here, bro. What is it? Have you seen the comment?
No, I can't see them.
Menace is the most avoided fighter, 100%. But then we've got the opposite. We've got a lot of talk for a guy with 1 win over a guy with 0-5 score. First, he's going to lose his weight, if he's not spelling correctly, his fight with weight, and then with Siroky. Easy as that. What are you going to say about that, Menace?
All I've got to say is, I think there is an organization, a major organization out there, I'm not going to name them, that don't allow elbows, and they are official fights. 3 5-minute rounds with elbows on the show, in the house in Slovakia, makes it an official fight. I don't give a fuck if they can call it an exhibition all they want. It's a fucking fight. Someone got fucking put.
I'll be honest, I'd agree with you. I would agree with you. I would 100%.
Someone, hey, one guy who's what 5-1 now or whatever got put asleep. And the other guy who is a killer as well, a hard cunt, got fucking dominated for 3 rounds. So maybe you might want to do some more research on your MMA.
Leon, are you listening, bro? You listening? Anyway, right. I just wanted to hit the comments up. If anyone's got any more comments right now, get them on and we'll reply back to this and see what this is saying. Is the Denis and Max show here? But here, bro, what we're going to do, we're going to look at the card here, all right? Just go through it, man. We're just going to have a wee look at it and see what sort of fights. Actually, do you know what? We're going to go straight forward. McHugh versus Herzeg, number 2, the rematch that everyone cannot wait for. What do you think about that?
So here's the point, If it's Jake versus Armand 2, but the first fight was an exhibition, is it not Jake versus Armand 1? Because the first fight didn't technically ever happen.
Hey, so bro, don't take it up with me.
I'm just Brian Lacey. Quilcha the Barra, who runs Topology, if you're listening, fucking sort it out, mate. But I think it's a good fight. I think it's a well-matched fight. I think I'll be honest, Jake has a lot to say about, Arman got lucky. I don't think he got lucky. I think he was just he just was the better man on the day. And you know, they're two good fighters. I've actually trained with both of them. I've sparred both of them. I've been down to Next Gen since, and yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight. Two very opposing styles, obviously. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very good fight. I think it's going to be who can impose their will, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that fight, man. It's going to be a cracker. Either we've got Siroky versus Frimpong, and then we have Fry versus Holzer. What do you think about that fight? That's in the featherweight division.
I think Corey's going to get fried, to be honest. I think that Holzer's. I think he normally fights a bantamweight, but I think he's underrated, man. I think he's got good grappling. I can see Holzer getting a submission. As much as, you know, I want to support the UK lads and that, like, but to be honest, Fry's been chatting a bit of shit.
Corey Fry.
Nah, listen, he had my name in his mouth when he had a fight against Ilbay. He was in interviews chatting shit about me and that before I even said anything about him, just because I sparked his mate out last year. But listen, if he wants a lightweight, you can get sparked out as well. So I'm not like Denis Ilbay, you know. I'm not stocky and short. I'll ping him up from distance. But no, I can see Holzer getting the win. I can see Fry ducking me as long as possible, and yeah, I can see Holzer submission in the second or third round.
So what about you've got your teammate as well, Youssef versus the German Excel. So what about that as well? That's a good fight. Then your German dude's good, man.
That's a very good fight. Two guys with very good records. Sharif Youssef, I think he's 9-1 or something, right? Yeah, is he not? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Sharif Youssef, very good fighter. Went amateur. He went 10-0 as an amateur. Won the IMAF Worlds. I think he's like 11-3 at pro, and he's only ever lost decisions to like Jordan Vucenic, who's fucking sick. You know, UFC level fighter. I believe he lost to some guy in Brave. His name ended with OV, so you know he was a fucking.
You know what that means?
Yeah, you know, and it was a decision. And then he lost against Matt Camilleri. I was actually there. I fought on the same card. It was my third amateur fight on FCC. And I remember it well, but Matt Camilleri just held on to him. He didn't really do much. He just won by holding on to him. So Youssef's high level. He always finds a way to win. He's a game day guy, you know, like you see him do rounds with some guys in the gym, and it's kind of like, oh, how has he got the level he is? But then you see him on the fight night and you're like, rah, he is. He comes sharp. He comes sharp on fight night. So I can see Youssef getting a decision victory against this guy.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll go AB versus Daniel.
I don't know a lot about Daniel. He looks like one of them like explosive slave genetic. Is he slick on the back?
Yeah, I watched
off his back, is it?
Off his back, Sorry, he's slick off the back, mate. Yeah. He's got a heel hook and the arm bar and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, as a guy myself who considers himself slick off the back, I think that can be a bit of a bad mentality against a guy like AB, who's a top game player.
Me and Aaron were saying that, you know, looks like, you know, when you go for the takedown, he near just takes it so he can't go on his back. And I was like, sort of with AB as well. It's like, you don't want to do that with AB because he will grind him, you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's a bad idea to accept the going to your back against a guy whose game is top game, because they're going to be hard to submit. They've got gravity on their side, and they're just going to wear on you. You know, I feel like Daniel maybe can have one of them slave gene overhands, you know, those explosive power athlete overhands, but I feel like AB's going to take him down and just do what he does.
I think that's the way it's going to go. Here, you were down at Next Gen, weren't you? Did you get any rounds with Bonner? He's fighting Peñas, and that's a really good fight for the middleweight division.
Bonner was not there, and he's a middleweight anyway, isn't he? So I wouldn't have really been. He's a bit big for me, but he wasn't there anyway the day I went down. I think that's a real clash of styles, to be honest. Peñas looks slick on the feet. he has some very good boxing. I think he's fought under the underground rule set. I'd like to fight under the underground rule set as well at some stage. Get rid of them takedowns and just have a scrap with the 4-ounce gloves on in the cage. But yeah, I think Bonner's gonna, obviously his game plan's gonna be to take him down and maul him. Peñas is gonna try and keep it long, strike with him. I think he has a very similar kind of style to me in terms of the his boxing and that like wiry, rangy style of striking.
Yeah, I watched some of his fights, man. The Brown Peñas he's slick in the striking, mate. He's like he was knocking people down with jabs and stuff as well. Yeah. So maybe like he was southpaw, but maybe actually might be his right hand might be the strong hand because he was I've seen him do it twice, I think, knocking boys down with the jab. So you know it's a hard fight for Bonner, but Bonner's the man to do the job as well. Like so, another great fight on the card. Now obviously we're gonna go straight to the main event. You obviously are with Manchester top team. McGuard versus Cartwright. Who have you got, Dennis?
I think I'm gonna have to go with McGuard on this one. You know,
I thought you were Cartwright.
Nah. Listen, I met Cartwright at APFC. We had a bit of a chat, and that was my first time meeting him. He's a nice guy, you know. He's sound, and I think he's a good fighter. As I said, he's fought in UFC Contender Series. Didn't get the win there, but you know, it's a fight. Anything can happen. But I feel like McGuard's too big for him, and he's too at the moment, mate. He's in such good condition. Like I've probably he comes over here for his camps, right? And he's the biggest and the strongest I've ever seen him, and I think he's really taking the strength and conditioning seriously this time around. After the last fight, you know, I think the physicality was a big factor, and I don't think Jack's a massive bantamweight, so I can see that the physicality and the aggression being a big factor in that fight, and Jonas McGuard getting either a unanimous decision or maybe a finish in the last round. Is it a 5-round fight or a 3-round fight?
I'm not too sure, actually, mate. I'm not too sure if it's
main event. No?
Round, like, McGuard's done a few 5 rounds as well, so it's Cartwright. So like it's a toss up for me, man. I don't know, like, but is McGuard training in top team now?
He's not. I think he's in Holland at the moment, but he was down a few weeks ago, and mate, he was big. He was looking jacked and in very good condition, you know. So yeah, I can see him just shutting down Cartwright and just out muscling him, out physicalitying, if that's a word. Yeah.
What?
out physicalitying. Yeah, just out physicaling him, you know.
Dennis first round KO, Dylan Kelly. That's what he just commented. A Dennis first round KO.
Go on, the lad.
There we go. Right, Dennis. This has been. I love talking to you, bro. We could talk all day about this stuff. You know what I mean? But we're gonna have to end it. So look, we have got you on. Let's get the fight card or the poster up. Siroky versus Frimpong, January 27th in Newcastle. Here we have it. We got the Frimpong coming back. He's back for revenge, mate. So, what do you want to say, man? You got anything else to say?
Yeah, I mean, they had me looking hella sinister in that fucking poster, mate. Didn't they? They had me looking like a proper villain. But yeah, mate,
villain, bro.
As I say, I'm here. I'm doing my thing. You know, the meme game's coming in strong. He started it. He opened the can of worms. He wanted it. So I think so far it's been a 10-8 to me in the verbals. I just can't wait to fight, mate. I just can't wait to stare down, press conference, all that, you know, all that fight week business with Octagon. It's different to like the amateur game that we used to do. And like, you know, you're there all week doing press conferences, all that. And yeah, I can't wait to look into his eyes or look over his head with the height of him and just smell the fear, because he's going to understand when he's in front of me how long I am and how tall I am, and he's gonna understand.
You're getting me excited. You're getting me excited, bro. I can't wait for it, man. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic, mate. I'm good luck, brother. You know what? I really want you to do your best, mate. Go and put on the best performance of your life, man. This is your opportunity, bro. So go and take it, man. Go and take it.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it, lad. Appreciate it. I expect to see you in the cage as well. Back again soon, lad.
Yes, mate. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We've got something. We've got something brewing up.
Hey, they've got to get all the Irish lads on one card at one stage this year. You know, all the Irish lads on the same card.
Definitely. Look, all the comments are saying it's going to be an early stoppage for the Menace. So here we have it. Look, thank you very much, the man, Team Ireland. Yes, Denis the Menace, Denis Frimpong. Good luck on January 27th. Thank you for coming on the OKTAGON Connect podcast.
Nice one, lad. Appreciate for having me. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So there we go. We heard it all from the Menace, Denis Frimpong. That man is he can talk. Can he do the walk? Can he do it on January 27th? I believe he can. And it's going to be an absolute cracking fight. And we've seen the card. What a card we have on January 27th. Look at all that. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go get your tickets now. 3 weeks. It's going down in Newcastle on January 27th. So go make sure you get them tickets because it's not one to be missed. Thank you, everybody. This was OKTAGON Connect, and I'll see you next Monday. Yes, have a good week.